So last night for my friend Zach's 29th birthday party, he had something called the Bonfire sessions. He had a few of these last year at his house, and it's a great setup in his backyard where they just set up a bonfire, they invite a bunch of artists over, set up a little PA system, and it's amazing. There are actors doing monologues, there's spoken word, poetry, musicians performing, we show short films. On a couple of occasions, we've had painters painting at the event. It's really a great, supportive, artistic environment, and I've always been a little disappointed because as a producer, I can't really perform at these events, with the exception of performing a pitch. And I realized how I could do that at the Bonfire sessions based on something a hero of mine, Harlan Ellison, did. Basically what I did was I had everybody write down suggestions on little scraps of paper, and they could be anything. They could be a word, a noun, a character, a premise, a genre, an entire sentence, anything at all, and put it in the hat. Then I would pull 3 of the suggestions completely randomly out of the hat and create a pitch from those 3 random suggestions. Now, one of the talents of being a producer is pitching, because you have to think on your feet. You have to work with your audience. You have to be able to ebb and flow and create something almost on the spot. And that's what I wanted to do. And the 3 suggestions I got were When the World Doesn't End in 2012, In the Kingdom of Hope There Is No Winter, and the last one, someone actually wrote this, Go Fuck Yourself. Unfortunately, I was not able to perform my pitch. It was suspected that probably the police came because someone complained about the noise, specifically complained about some asshole shouting into a microphone, "Go fuck yourself," over and over again. I don't know who that could have been, but I did take about 45 minutes and crafted this pitch and story, and I'd like to go ahead and perform it for you. It was about a 2-page pitch, and I say 2 pages reluctantly because it was a very large font for a man my age. But here it goes. Land of Hope. Lion Witch in the Wardrobe meets Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's court. And it's the story of Zach, a young man stuck in a dead-end job at Target with dreams of escaping his small town, probably played by Andrew Garfield or Michael Cera. His friends in the backwoods of Ohio are preparing for the 2012 apocalypse, and they mock Zach because he doesn't believe in it. Meanwhile, in the far-off land of hope, an evil ice princess rules with tyranny and subjugation. Only one lone witch tries to summon a hero, Wendy the White Witch, probably played by Natalie Portman or Mila Kunis, and she tries to summon a hero through time and space. Meanwhile, as Zach is working at Target late one night on December 21st, 2012, a vortex opens up in the middle of Target, sucking Zach and a handful of Target merchandise through, providing a lot of great opportunity for product placement. He meets Wendy, the White Witch, and she reveals that he is the chosen hero to defeat the Ice Princess, and that she has sought through time and space to find him. At first he refuses, but then realizes the only way back to Ohio is by defeating the Ice Princess. So they gather up the Target merchandise and go off on a quest to seek the way to defeat the Ice Princess. On their quest, they battle tree trolls, ice zombies, soul-sucking Venus flytraps, and a squadron of giant owls. The owls turn out to be enemies of the Ice Princess and lead Zach and Wendy to the Cave of Ancient Secrets, where Zach finds the Orb of Power, which can be used to defeat any enemy with a magic incantation. Oge, Ukfe, or Self-Yay. But only a mortal can use the Orb of Power, so Zach is the only one who can wield it. Zach and Wendy fly on the backs of the giant owls to the castle of the Ice Princess, played by Meryl Streep. But the Ice Princess is ready for them, and before Zach can use the Orb of Power, she attacks Zach and Wendy. Zach and Wendy play a game of hot potato with the orb. Suddenly, as the witch is about to throw Zach off the highest parapet of the castle, Wendy throws him the Orb of Power, and he shouts the incantation, Oge, Ukfe, or Self-Yay! And it destroys the Ice Princess, exploding her into 1,000 icicles. Zach is crowned king of the Land of Hope, and Wendy his queen. The land of hope is rechristened the kingdom of hope. And Zach proclaims, in the kingdom of hope, there is no winter. And they both live happily ever after. That was my pitch. As I said, I wrote that in about 45 minutes from 3 random suggestions. If you want to try and do something similar at home, then I recommend it because it's a fantastic experience in improv and comedy and working with people. I actually hope there's another Bonfire session someday because I would love to do this experiment again as a performance with a real audience. If you want to do a pitch at home and record it, we have a few suggestions that didn't get pulled from the hat, but we have a boy lives in a treehouse and he is in love with a cat who climbs up the same tree every week. We have a green acorn grows into a full oak tree. We have octopi against abortions, and we have Richard Simmons. So if you want to come up with a pitch with those 4 suggestions, please go ahead and record it. Thanks, and I'd love to hear your feedback. Ciao.